Welcome, everybody. This is the pre-show to prepare yourself, to invite you to join me in the Agile Lounge, a virtual Agile Lounge, with the music of Paul Van Dyke today. We do this before the show starts to look around who's joined from LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble. So let's do this check in right now. Welcome, everybody. Excellent. All right, this is Friday, December the 9th, and we are going to talk about great thing, practical thing today. Welcome to the Agile Lounge for Business Agility. Please get in, have a sip of your coffee or your drink. Let's see now on YouTube. And this for the replay on Rumble and YouTube, that will be cut. We always cut the intro. I prefer this with music in the background than countdown. Tell me in a comment below what you think about it. So let's see now. No, that's not a good idea here. So again, I apologize for the feedback that we're going to experiment in 2 seconds. We are live this Friday the 9th. Excellent. We're live everywhere. I see 26 people already have joined. Welcome to you. And the intro music was But Not Tonight from Paul Van Dyke. Let's listen to it like while people gather and get in and get in and get in. And yes, we're going to kick off. Whoops. The 26. Already 3 plays left out of the 20. Amazing. The email was sent yesterday only. So Scrum Beer number 20. January the 26th. In-person event downtown Montreal. With some perks if you take the paid tickets. It's free. It's a free event. But if you take something with... So I can't wait to... actually, all the links are in the description below for YouTube and Rumble. And maybe a pine comment will start appearing in LinkedIn, linked out. So that was Paul Van Dyke, But Not Tonight. And I'm your host, Alexandre Frédéric Joly, your co-chef. I'm really pleased and happy to be before you today. So welcome, beautiful and amazing people, once again, to this 94 episode of the Friday Live Agile. And as I said before, the Friday Live Agile will be more smooth, more tutorial, more talking about great thing to help you awake and agilize with me to get in this adoption for evolution of business agility. And what I love from Steve Denning, the radical management. Yes, because we have to be burnout. By the way, I just had an amazing call with one of my supplier. And she said, like, yes, we need more... How does she say that? Like suiting radical thing, because we have to be bold. Yes, bold and proceed, because sometimes it's kind of a culture shock. So I'm really pleased again. And today we are going to talk about Scrum with OKRs and what the heck is OKRs. So this is what we are going to talk about today. And remember again, if you're new, smash the like button to help me break the algorithm everywhere on the internet. And 75% of you are watching off the show, which means about 30 to 40 minutes on average. 75% of you do this and are not subscribed to my YouTube channel especially. And I would like to welcome 26 new subscribers on YouTube. It's amazing. But subscribe and hit the notification bell. And only 1 subscriber on Rumble. Please make an effort, because Rumble is the future of freedom of speech on all aspects, including business agility, by the way. And yes. So do it. And if you like what I do, and if you like to inspire one of your colleagues, it's also important to share that video. And now I am live and I'm making a mistake. Here it is. So share this video to inspire someone and to teach them about it. So I don't really know if this OKR thing, objective key result, is a big buzzword right now, I don't know. What I do know and what I would like, and my intention today, December the 9th, on this live show, and that will be kept on my YouTube and Rumble channel forever. My intention today is to talk about my own experience and a couple of my teammates at the Agile Launch experience as a Scrum Master, as a coach, um, utilizing this great type of framework, this great set of tools that we call objective key result to help Scrum team, mostly development team. So today it's less business agility, it's more agile software development and product management as well. Mostly product management because myself as a Scrum Master helping teams and helping the product owner and the business owner using those OKRs seems to be having a great benefit. And it's also a great connection with the Scrum value. And we're going to see it today. So what is objective key result? You might ask. So objective key result, short OKR, is becoming popular in technology, product companies, and the product management community. Because this is another link that we are going to do also another tutorial show about product development over project management. So more are organization and enterprise utilizing technological product application in our digital age. They need this agile age and with this OKR. And so when we talk about OKRs, we are talking about inspiring accomplishment. So the big things like introducing disruptive innovation, establishing difference between you and your competitor on the market, and being recognized as an industry leader in your category. So this is the promise of objective key result. So you see, we already see this kind of agile and especially boldness of Scrum. So agile and Scrum, because Scrum is not agile, environments have a reputation for not being as metric focused and performance driven as traditional project management. Really? That's simply not the truth. Because Scrum is helping you, the process system, organizational system of Scrum will help you create framework with different set of tools like this, like OKR today we're going to see, to actually build high performance team, performance driven, result driven. This is why OKR, there's key result in it. So Scrum, it's already set to help you be outcome and result driven. So if you put Scrum with OKR, could you imagine the goodness? Because through all the data and regular inspection and that we do in Scrum is what has been achieved in the central pillar of the Scrum system. So without keeping a close eye on what is being attempted, produced, or shipped, is it shippable? There is no way a development team or even a product team and nor the product owner could know whether they are creating a product or feature that is truly delighting the customer or delight customers. So the difference is simply that people in an agile setting don't guess upfront and follow a rigid, detailed, static plan, regardless of whether that plan is working or not. No, instead, especially with Scrum, they make informed decision based on the data and the evidence they gather throughout the short, sharp period of work known as the sprint in Scrum. So what does a Scrum team measure? How good OKRs for a Scrum Master that help and facilitate the team to get this measure, and what do get, measure, and evaluate? And is it good also for the product goal and process refinement and retros? So you see, OKRs will have a double leverage with the Scrum mentality, the Scrum mindset. It will help you with the product goal, refining your backlog, and it could also, you could have OKRs, non-tangible OKRs, helping you refine your process and your working agreement within your retrospective. All right. So what is objective key result? Because we all know here, my audience know what is Scrum, so we won't go about what is Scrum. But what is OKRs and what is OKRs with Scrum? So I'm going to be very direct here. As you know me, so many of us are setting goals wrong. Oh, yes. And again, I love the Scott Adam quote when he taught us that winners have system like Scrum. Winners have Scrum as a system, and losers have goals. You just have goals. You put goals on a board like this. You put post-it everywhere. But what is your definition of done? What is your readiness? What is your clarity? What do you inspect? What do you measure? Everything. So, in the most egregious cases, we are not setting goals at all. If we just goal-driven, it's really easy because what is your vision? What is your why again? To do the how and the what. So I've seen it many time again and time again in clients and organization with teams when companies set the right objective for the right reason, they succeed. The right objective with evidence is the right reason, and we focus and we are committing to value of Scrum here, we'll succeed. So when they push forward without direction, push instead of having the team of experts pulling the right thing to do. So when they push without direction, without a vision, without clarity, they lose their way and eventually fail. So how and why you must set meaningful and audacious goals, and our view of those goals come in two pieces. Because this is what people who start developing and make this innovation of OKRs have said before them. They said it should be a kind of a tool within winning system where we actually divide that goal into two pieces to make it meaningful and to make the right decision and also to measure it. So the two pieces of the OKRs is obvious. It's objectives and then the key result of each objective. So that's bring me to, the element and the OKRs. What are they? So objective are the what. They describe a path forward, onward, the place you want it to be, your desired state, the desired behavior of an application, the desired outcome of the software or your product or your services. It's the what. What is this? What do we want to accomplish? What is the desired state? And then the second element of OKR is the key result or the how. You will define the how you do that. They provide what you are going to accomplish, what you need to accomplish that objective. And there it is. By the end of this Friday Live Agile show, I hope you'll have an understanding on how to start writing objective key result instead of user stories, with also being able to distinguish the very good one, which is the right thing to do, with the definition of done that Scrum will help you with, and how to use Scrum or OKR within Scrum, because I was reading the title now. So that's basically it. So all of us, like when you're a coach, a great coach, you take your Scrum team. So it's about working together, with respect, with courage, with a commitment to the product owner, and with the focus to do the right thing towards your time boxes, known as the sprint. So this is like a Scrum team is committed and will respect Those two values are, for me, linked to this OKRs. Because, again, I remind you this quote from the Scrum Guide. The Scrum team commit to achieving its goals and to supporting each other. Their primary focus is on the work of the sprint to make the best possible progress toward the product goal. So OKRs work just as well for people who are making top-level decisions. So that it's also for us, coach, a great leverage for educating the C-level and other management level. Okay, take note of it. So it's work just as well at top-level decision at organization level as they do for individual contributor and member of a team. So if an organization is describing its action with OKRs, it gives the gift of specificity, being specific, clarity, and the vocab pro, the C for clarity, great communication, creativity, clarity. It then becomes clear to everyone else action they must take to support the organization. So you see, people, this is what I love with OKRs. And I start being aware of OKRs probably back, I will say it's mostly recent. I was in London in 2018 when I was working for a big bank there. And I was also participating in a Scrum gathering. I think it was my, no, that's right. It was my last global Scrum gathering in London. And I met a couple, I went to all the kind of workshop and that Scrum Alliance gathering about OKRs and product development because I needed to improve my services to product owner and business owner. It was very nice for a couple of years, concentrating myself on helping developers and technical people and also business people make a great deal of evolution within these kind of adopting the Agile mindset, adopting the Scrum way of delivering their software. But I said, like, at the end of the day, if we want to emphasize on open patterns, on helping people with patterns towards product development over project management, I said to myself, so I started researching and I stumbled upon whatmatters.com or .org, I don't know. And I saw that they will be in London, and I was in London to perform a couple of workshops. So I subscribed, I went to this, and I start meddling in this. And I did so many connections, and I start practicing myself and experimenting with open and winning team to change the user story type of tooling to this OKR ways, and even helping other manager to have the focus on this instead of these KPIs, and we'll talk about it very soon. So for me, the primary focus is on the work of the sprint to make the best possible progress towards the product goal, and OKRs with a clear objective, well defined with the key results or the elements. So you see, you have a definition of done at the organization level. So even the OKRs, your definition of done, to say that my application, my software, my product, my services will be done. Not only you need the customer feedback to say, yes, it's responding to my needs and my desired states, but if you set a definition of done, help with this mechanic of the objective, then the key result, I'm not saying that key result replace automatically the acceptance criteria, but as the key result or the how-to, so the how-to should also specify what should be the outcome that support the objective. So it could be also seen as the acceptance criteria. So this is what we try, and we start experimenting with 5 or 6 of my clients and teams to elaborate this Scrum with OKRs. Okay, so sorry. So we'll talk more later in this video about aligning OKRs in an organization. I just did a bit with the DoD, the definition of that. But for now, just keep in mind that OKRs aren't just work for the bosses, it's more like it's a common mindset. It's a clear shared vision of everyone involved in the development of a product or development of an enterprise. And it's a public agreement. Again, my agreement base, I'm writing a book right now on this, will also be influenced by this kind of mindset. Okay, so that gives everyone the permission. Mizik, you love it. That gives everyone the permission to focus on what matter most. Yes, you are not working on something that's not matter most. So if you go to so just a little note about the KPIs, because I could see some of you listeners out there talking about, oh yeah, but does OKRs could replace KPIs? That I've seen on some blogs and some forum, a lot of talked about it. Actually, as a matter of fact, so I'm guessing a few of you have come across KPIs in your workplaces. There's another popular acronym, and that tend to pop up alongside goal setting conversation. So just a reminder for those who might not know, KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. I see sometimes another version where they say instead of performance indicator, they talk about productive indicator or something like this. But truly, in the business world and the financial world, the CFO out there, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment below, but it's really the key performance indicator, performance, the P. So like key results, the O of the OKR, they help to measure things. Because here's the thing, as we don't measure that much in Scrum, an OKRs over an acceptance criteria will help you, because a key result should be something that you say like, yes, quality check, productivity check, behavior check, everything. And performance key result could be slowly but surely replaced by those, performance key result. And we talk about objective key result. So let's see it. So that's why I said like, they aren't necessarily attached to an objective. So that's the problem. The KPI, again, are not necessarily attached to a goal or an objective. That could be something very, very narrow, very specific, especially in the control and command environment of project management. So as we get deeper about objective and key result, you may find that some of your day-to-day KPIs are elevated to key results, or just as likely, you might find that even thought your KPIs track important metrics for your businesses. That doesn't automatically mean they are an indicator for your OKRs, your objective, and the behavior or the desired states with the how to accomplish your objective. So as we progress, I will get clearer as to what a key result and what's simply a KPI. For now, let's just remember that objectives describe what you want to achieve, and key results describe how you'll achieve it. All right. So in summary for now, OKRs help break up big, audacious mission into actionable goal and milestone. Where did we hear it in Scrum? Especially with the kind of very bad way that our friend at Atlassian and even Microsoft Azure with the team, Epic, and user stories. So really, OKR could be a simplifier instead of having all of this hierarchy of team, Epic, user story, and task. You see? So that's the link I do. Like if you implement Scrum with OKR is already there to help break up those big vision or mission, audacious mission, into actionable goals and very specific thing to do. So it's already helping the refinement of your backlog, of your product backlog item. Okay, so that's the key thing here, is simplifying the terminology and helping the management of your backlog. So that's why we say it's very nice to incorporate it within your Scrum experiment for delivery of your product. And objective are the what. Again, we summarize there. Objective are always the what. They're the most important things you can accomplish. And so in the OKR sphere, they will say, again, these 30, 60, 90 days. So applying with Scrum, depending on the length of your sprint, your iteration, you might also splice your objective with the key result, or you'll do this within a couple of sprints, maybe. So the OKRs will help you refine your specific from a product backlog item to a sprint backlog item. And the key result are the how you'll do this. So they are the benchmark that will help you also create matrix by which you'll track progress towards completing your objectives. So there's a more circular substantion again within Scrum, diagramming instead of a hierarchical thing of a team, epic, user, task, user story task. Now you have the objective key result at the center, and you have the objective at the center, and you will have all the supporting key result to how to achieve this goal, this objective. All right. And they are usually 3 to 5 key result per objective. So see it as an atom, substantively, circularly. So objective is the nucleon, and the atom up to 5 key result to achieve it. And then you could refine your backlog with it. You could create a specific task that will be ready with a definition of that to go on a sprint cycle and to see if it's working and to inspect and adapt it. Sorry. So that's basically it. Truly today. I mean, I wanted to do this kind of tutorial in my experience. If I could share like a little example of how do we accomplish it? It's basically when I'm helping team, and especially towards the product goal of a product owner, to have this shared vision. Okay, so the OKR, the way it's set, and the way I love a circular way of it. So you have an objective. What will we do to improve this application, to improve this SAP or whatever? And how will we do it? So it's create a conversation. So the refinement session or the preparation for a backlog, it's a lot more clear, a lot more specific. So you will have if you have good OKRs, you will have great task, great product backlog item, and sometimes you go straight away a sprint backlog item if you go straight to pure Scrum service delivery. All right. So for me, I've experienced it so many times lately in the last 2-3 years, implementing it with team, and they really see a better visual way of understanding what they have to do and how they agree to do it together, and how the exchange between business owner and engineer is even more easier and simpler than the user story. Because sometimes the user story, it's a repetitive type of as a someone or something I would like to, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes the key result, you could use this user story tactic to help you explaining how you'll do it. But I mean, you have the objective, for instance, of creating a payment processing. So the objective is having a robust, independent payment processing. So this is the what I want. So the what is really like the as a customer experience representative. I would like to have the payment processing come to me, blah, blah, blah. So that will be your user story type of thing. But if you use Scrum with OKRs, you have the objective of having a robust, clear, multi-channel payment process. And how you do that Now you will need the expertise of your engineer, your designer, to describe all the key results to make this payment processing happen. So when it's done and when it's clear, you create a specific task from those key results. So what we'll have to do to deliver this part of the software or the application. So it's really helping you mapping in a very decent and visual ways. So all the OKRs, and from the key result, if you still need, as a Scrum Master, to facilitate and help the product owner, giving some reports on the key performance index that will help finance to say if the budget is online. So again, those key results should be adapted to insert to those KPIs, especially on finance, or even the product development, or even the satisfaction of the client. So we have another example. The objective was delivering X product to our line of commercialization as within 30-minute times. Now, the key result how to do this is, let's redefine once the order is taken. So we have a key result of the order taken, where should it go in the fulfillment? What steps should we remove that are not must have? They're maybe not just nice to have. So if we want to accomplish it in 30 minutes, let's go do it. All right. And to the specific, again, we specify with objective. So the key result, how I'll do this to deliver the good in 30 minutes on the fulfillment. And then all our measure if it's a quality. So they told me that since we implement that process from the software, we take the order, from the order going straight up to someone who take it, put it in place, fulfill it, it's out in the truck in 30 minutes. They say that the truckers and the delivery guy, where the amount of complaints from them waiting in the garage decreased by 35%. Is your KPI, is your key performance index that was attached to the key result of how we do this to fulfill faster and to fill up the truck with the goods. So that was an example in real life of how we use it within a Scrum and to customer service delivery of a supply chain in a warehouse. Okay, so from the application that took it and so on. So closing thoughts, for me, these objective key results could be applied also, and this is what I like, because at some point with one of my team, we experiment on it on the product development with the product goal to refine the sprint backlog item, help with the OKR, these objective and how to do this, supporting the definition of done that is support by these open pattern of definition of the shared vision. We came to realize that when we apply this process of having an objective, what is it, and how we'll achieve it, they told me that, hey, in terms of professional development, in terms of team building, I think it could help us having those action items after the retrospective. So in the retrospective, if they came up to what we should continue to do or we should start to do, sorry about that. So let's have this OKR to help us be very clear and specific on how we'd like to improve our process and our working together. Instead of just this action item on the board, now we have an objective. I replace the action item and what and who should do it and contribute to make it happen. So that was it for today, my friend. And the couple of next, and let's see, I think we have a chat here. Yeah, another bad chat from YouTube. Oh my god! So YouTube, they say they predict us, but anyway, I won't go there. So let's stay focused on this. So Scrum with OKR for me, it's a natural. It's a natural because they help us refine continuously our commitment to the product owner and product development. They even help the coach to bring more clarity into what we have to deliver and what we have to do. So, product management, product goal, and refinement of your backlog, OKRs will get you there simpler, specifically, and faster. And at the organization level, it's help you on um, two very great aspects of helping this pattern of decision rights and work on what really matter. Really, it's about it. So so that was the 94 episode of the Friday Live Agile. That might become a Dairy Agile special episode on the tutorial of me sharing some experience that I do with client and team, and with those this great system of Scrum, with this great feature of OKRs. That definitely for me, it helped me replace all of this shebang and too old way of consensual now in the field of Scrum and Agile. The user stories, they became less and more useless with my team using OKRs. The same with the acceptance criteria within supporting the definition of done. They realized that OKRs could also kind of replace the acceptance criteria, because in the key result, you will have those clear element of the how to you do this, and it helps create the KPIs. It's help create a meaningful KPIs that is attached to the real objective. So that's why we say at the beginning, a lot of people are creating goals, but goals are not supported by the shared value, the shared vision, and OKRs will help you connecting everything from top level management all the way down to the delivery team. So this is why I think it's really meaningful to try yourself as a Scrum Master or as an Agile coach to incorporate the OKRs, especially into the building of a team that work into a product development. And when I say product here, is not necessarily just software, it could be anything, any product that should follow, a small chunk of work to have iterative and incremental result. So OKR, really, I love it. I love it because it's helping us, as I said, having clarity, better communication, better commitment, and much more amazing output through both tangible application and untangible professional way of working together. So that was it for today. And for the couple of weeks to come, I know we are going to the holidays. So I might continue. Of course, I will continue. Not I might. I will continue those Friday Live Agile, and we'll have for the end of the month the podcast. I don't have any guests for their Real Agile podcast, but there we have a new episode right now on the podcast. The link are in the description below to go and grab it for your pocket and run with me. But truly, I will say next week it's already the 16th of December. Vacation is there for a couple of people. People are busy with their family and their Christmas shopping, what have you. So I might really do shorter video. You'll have video because I'd like to keep on, and I would like to be to my 100 episode on Friday the 13th of January. And it's an invitation, by the way, so please go in the link and contact me. Go in the description, find a link to contact me. Reach out to me if you'd like to be invited and celebrate this 100 episode of Friday Live Agile, Friday the 13th of January. I would really like to welcome you and the studio if you are in Montreal. We're going to do this at the Crew Collective. And otherwise, I will open a Zoom. So it's going to be live, just chatting, ask me anything, and maybe look back and what was the greatest episode in terms of number of views, but in terms of number of likeness, great comment we receive, and everything. So I hope you'll be with me for that. But for the next couple of weeks, either we'll do some shorter video from the actual great program we have. I might take a break. My voice, as you could see, is still not coming back. I'd like to preserve my voice for the couple of trainings and facilitation I have to do still up to before Christmas. So, yeah. So if you don't mind, the next 2 Fridays, expect something light, even lighter than today. And again, the Friday Live Agile will be always there, but with more kind of meaningful tips. And if you have a suggestion for me, please put it in the comment below. Suggest me what you'd like to hear from the Agile Lounge for business agility. Anything about Scrum, product development, product design, decentralization and blockchain, everything. So hope you like it. And once again, remember, you are a powerful person, you are a beautiful person, and you are free to be whoever you wanted to be and to do whatever you wanted to do in respect of one another. On that, have an amazing weekend and see you next Friday for another episode of Friday Live Agile. Maybe with a surprise there, real Agile, more editorial. Who knows? So remember, Friday Live, it's more open conversation and tutorial. There, real Agile, it's open mic and boldness of an editorial. Cheers and see you soon.